We are the innovators of tomorrow. Let's take a look at some of the first inventions of the world. The making of the world's first camera.
The invention of electricity by Nikola Tesla, which allows us now to see this video.
Next time you take a flight, remember that the model of the first aircraft was invented by the Wright brothers.
Where do innovation come from? Innovation do not just appear perfectly formed. The process is not simply a spark of imagination. Instead, innovation comes from a number of sources, and these interact over time.
Accidents and unexpected events may occur and can also trigger innovation. Potato chips. We all love them. But have you ever wondered where these potato chips came from? One day, a customer sent back his plate of potatoes many times and kept asking for them to be more fried and thinner. The chef lost her temper, sliced the potatoes insanely thin, and fried them until they were hard as a rock. To the chef's surprise, the customer loved them and wanted more. Who wouldn't love them? They tasted amazing. Shock to the system. Sometimes the urgency of a need can have a forcing effect on innovation. A powerful example of the impact a crisis can have on innovation can be seen in the earthquake-resistant buildings. These buildings will sway along the trembling ground instead of collapsing.
Innovation by inspiration. Hiero, king of ancient Sicily, commissioned a new crown.
But the king suspected that the goldsmith had not made the crown of pure gold, but had mixed in some less costly silver. The king asked Archimedes to find out if the goldsmith had pulled the fast one. Don't slip up.
The great Archimedes? Never. Archimedes racked his brain to no avail until he took a bath. Archimedes noticed that water spilled out of the bath as he placed his body in it. Splash!
He realized that by measuring the amount of water his body displaced, he could measure his body's volume.
And then he ran out of his bathtub naked and screamed, "Eureka! Eureka! Eureka!"
And thus he invented the Archimedes principle.
Watching others. Basically, the innovation rising from benchmarking, imitating, or extending what the others do. Much of the rapid progress of Asian economies in the post-war years was based on a strategy of copy and development, taking Western ideas and improving on them. Recombinant innovation. One of the wrong assumptions which we often make about innovation is that it always has to involve something new to the world. The reality is that there is ideas and applications which are commonplace in one world may be transferred to another context and perceived as new. Marco Polo brought pasta to Italy from China.
Design-driven innovation. Design-driven innovation is an approach to innovation based on the observation that people are not only satisfied by the form and function of the product, but also through experience. For example, the Sony Walkman was completely erased from the market when Apple introduced its first generation iPod. From there on, Apple has successfully introduced quality products that gave high emphasis on its design. So, are you the next awesome thing?
You cannot discover new oceans unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore.
Created using Powtoon.